Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another video coming at you this week. And we are doing Jason Rides Coasters this week, but it is not quite Jason Rides Coasters. So what this is going to be a very special video. It is about roller coasters. It's going to be primarily about roller coasters and about going to a place where there's roller coasters. But this is going to be also special. As many of you have heard me talk about in previous videos, a lot of my memories, a lot of my pictures are from a place called Cedar Point in Ohio. And it's a place where me and my mom went a lot. And this weekend marks 2 years since my mom has passed on. So yeah, 2 years ago, 2 years ago when you're actually seeing this, I'm recording this a day before, but when you see this and it's posted, it will actually be the day of when my mom passed away. Hard time, obviously, and still have many memories of my mom. And one of them, and I look back on this with many kind memories, is Cedar Point. Going to Cedar Point on trips with my mom, planning them, looking forward to them, and riding the newest and most funnest thing when we went. That's kind of what happened. So today what I want to do is I'm going to mostly focus this video on, let me just, okay, we got to remember my mom here, so we'll put my mom up here somehow. Okay, so there we go. So there's my mom, a picture of her. So anyway, most of this video is going to be sharing a story from Cedar Point when we went many years ago. Now, this story has been redone, literally. So I wrote this, I typed it out years ago when we went, typed it out, printed it out, kept it, found it just recently. In the last year, brought it out, read it, thought about many memories of this trip, and obviously, here's some flowers. See if I can put some flowers here a little bit. There we go. So I'll hold these two. So anyway, this story was written that many years ago, and I had it out in the living room and it vanished. It disappeared. I don't know where it went. I think, honestly, it got mixed up with papers and they just got thrown out. It was looked at as like paper garbage or paper buildup or whatever, and it just accidentally got thrown out. However, I recreated it because I had looked at it a few times in that time, and I remembered a lot of what I'd written in that story. So this is what I'm doing today here on Jason Rides Coasters, a Jason Rides Coasters video with a tribute to my mom. Okay, so let me get into the story here, and then we're actually going to hopefully show some pictures at the end too of me and my mom over the years on this video. Okay, so I'm trying to multitask here, so bear with me. I got tea too. And so here we go. So I don't know when this was. I know it was August 2007. What I had written originally had the original dates. I don't remember those dates, but I do know it was August 2007 when we went on this trip. And I did entitle this trip "The Banks Living the Lap of Luxury." So that's what I entitled it. So let me get into this, and I'll start reading. It's time for the Banks to return to Cedar Point. We need to figure out how this will work, as we need to see Grandma in Victoria Hospital before departing. Now, story here, my grandma, my mom's mom, had been in the hospital since the spring. She was very sick. She had pneumonia. They got it cleared up, but she was on a feeding tube. She was not able to return home. She was doing well at this point, but she was awaiting a placement in a nursing home, so she was in the hospital. So anyway, we had to see her before departing. We have a plan. We will pack everything in the car, head to the hospital, and depart from there on our trip. We visit Grandma, have a nice visit with her, and Grandma actually shoos us off after a bit, as she even wants us on our way before it gets dark. Grandma she worried about us all the time, and so Grandma was like, you need to get going before it's dark. There's a chance Grandma may be moved to a nursing home before we get back, but the nurse assures us they will take care of all of that if it happens, and for us to go and have a great time. Grandma would like us to call when we arrive at our destination. Before hitting the highway, Jason is a little hungry, so they find a Burger King on the way out. Uh-oh! Debit is down right now at Burger King, and they can only take cash. Hopefully, this isn't a bad omen for the trip. There is a TD right across the road. I'm able to withdraw cash, no problem, get food, and we are on our way. It's fairly smooth sailing on our way to Sarnia to cross the border. Mom doesn't like U.S. driving. Jason doesn't want to answer the border questions. What can we come up with for a solution here? Easy. We decide we will find a spot right over the border to switch drivers, so Mom will get us through the border with the questions. Not many problems with the border questions. It's here where Mom almost gets us thrown into the penitentiary. Mom finds this area to switch drivers. However, we later discover it is a restricted area. We quickly have a security guard come over to our car, inquiring what we are doing. Wow! Good job, Mom. We explain what we are doing. She says, okay, quickly finish switching and then get over there for the highway on your way. Woo! Glad we weren't thrown into prison. We are moving along when all of a sudden we come to a screeching stop. Bumper to bumper. What is going on? Well, here's the answer. Welcome to 5 o'clock Detroit traffic. Not overly fun. Mom is glad Jason is driving and actually praises him for handling the drive in this situation very well. After slow moving traffic, we finally get moving again. Then about a half hour later, slam on the brakes again. It appears we've hit construction. We both comment for being the I-75 and a road designed to get you moving fast. It sure ain't moving very fast. The time is now getting to be about 7 o'clock on our drive, and we are thinking it's time to pit stop and put our end to our journey today. We start looking for lodging signs, and we come off the highway, find a nice looking hotel, and decide to check it out. Do you have vacancies? Yes, we do. Perfect. Check us in. Turns out we are in a city called Oregon, Ohio now. We are only about an hour and a half from Cedar Point right now. We find a great place. It has a microwave in the room, an outdoor pool, as well as a Bob Evans right across the road. We go to Bob Evans and have a great meal. Jason gets a rude wake-up though. He decides to get iced tea. Take a sip. Whoa! This isn't very sweet. As it turns out in the States, iced tea is literally cold tea. Not like here in Canada. Let's add some sugar to this, Jason says, to sweeten it up. We also end up with a nice swim in the pool. It's a beautiful night and a beautiful pool, and we are the only ones in the pool at this time. We then head to bed for rest for the rest of the journey. Mom also decides to call the nurses station at the hospital to try to convey a safe arrival message to Grandma. We later found out she did get that message successfully. The next day, we get up, we have breakfast and check out, and we're on our way again. The hotel clerk tells us to have a great time and that we aren't too far away at this point from Cedar Point. Mom is now driving, but we switch later. No denying that when we are near Cedar Point, because there are signs everywhere making you aware, and there's no chances, I don't think, of missing it with all these signs. Sorry, I gotta adjust this here. It's falling off a little bit. All right. As we get near Cedar Point, Mom wants me to drive as she is apparently afraid to get swept up by the water surrounding the Causeway Road on both sides heading into the park. And for anybody who doesn't know, Cedar Point is right on a lake. It's right on Lake Erie, and when you're driving into Cedar Point, water is everywhere. It's on both sides of the road going in. As we are staying right on site, we drive past much of the park. We see this huge thing sticking up in the air. Oh my gosh, is that the new ride, Top Thrill Dragster? We both say, that's crazy. They send coasters up that thing? That is going to be one heck of a ride. We arrive at our hotel, SANDCASTLE Suites, and check in. And just an FYI, at this point now, all these years later, it doesn't exist anymore. SANDCASTLE Suites is not a hotel of any kind there anymore. So we check in. We first wonder if they gave us the right room because it wouldn't open. It was just a little tricky, that's all. We figure it out. Wow, these are nice rooms. It has a little living room with a pull-out couch bed, a separate bedroom, and a closed-in screen balcony. The hotel is broken into different sections, and we are in the corkscrew section of the hotel. The hotel layout is weird, but we do like it here. So now we decide to head over to the park because we still got plenty of day left on this day. And we decide that we need to work our way up to this new one, Top Thrill Dragster. No way we're going to do that first. Are you ready to go? Is what Top Thrill Dragster says, and we say, no, not at first. We do some smaller stuff first. Uh-oh. Mom needs to visit first aid. She's hurting bad. Just joking. Nothing major. She has a blister on her foot bleeding a bit. She needs a Band-Aid. Mom didn't wear the best of shoes. And at this place you need good shoes because you do a lot of walking. Mom does get a Band-Aid. I'm having problems too, but I find a way to MacGyver my shoe together enough for comfortable walking. We enjoyed a day. By staying on site, we have a thing called munch money for food, which is $20 each for food. We decide to use some of it at the sports-themed restaurant in the park for supper. It's called Game Day Grill. And again, now, in Cedar Point, it is no longer in existence, but the building is, and it's still a restaurant. They just now call it Chicky and Pete's. So anyway, while at this restaurant, I get a 3-bagger burger, while Mom gets a foul ball burger. So I got a hamburger, and she got a chicken. That's what that means. We both enjoy the meals. Earlier in the day, we do both ride a new coaster called Maverick. It still has bugs in it. It's pretty new, and it halted a couple of times while we were waiting in line. But we finally ride it. A couple ahead of us had already rode it and said it's a good ride. I enjoy it. Mom doesn't enjoy it quite as much. There is lots of aversions on this coaster. And it also has the world's first twisted horseshoe row, which is basically what that is two 360-degree barrel rows separated by a 180-degree turn. So it does a lot of things. It turns, it goes upside down. It just goes crazy. So we've had supper now at Game Day Grill, and it's time for big stuff now. I ride the corkscrew, which is which goes upside down 4 times. But Mom doesn't want to ride that, so I go on by myself, and I have a teen riding with me. I sure hope she doesn't throw up or scream too much. She doesn't on either front. Before we tackle the huge one, Top Thrill Dragster, we must do the next biggest one before that, Millennium Force. This ride is still as awesome as the first time we rode it. While we're on it, we notice a lot of flashing lights on it. That's odd. Well, these just aren't flashing lights, it's lightning. A storm is moving in. As soon as we get off, Cedar Point makes a rides announcement. We are now shut down, as in every ride. We find a shop to duck in just as it starts teeming out rain. Jason says we will have time to ride the massive ride tonight. The rain will pass over, the rides will come up again. Mom says, no they won't, Jason. Even if this passes quickly, you really think they're going to test all the rides again at this time of night? They won't, Jason. As it turns out, Mom is right. So Top Thrill Dragster will have to wait until tomorrow. We walk back to our hotel after the rain calms down. Jason believes he is on the path to the hotel. Mom says it doesn't seem right. Jason, it definitely is right. Ah, the path is over there. No, Jason is wrong. Second time tonight, Mom wins. Jason truly is geographically challenged. One thing we notice in our hotel is hot hallways. And that's demonstrated by the fact Jason goes to get a chocolate bar from a vending machine in the hallway. And when it comes out, it's half melted, as the hallways are extremely hot. But there is a cool balcony in our room, and it's a beautiful night out after the rain stops and cools things down. It's screened in, picture perfect for downtime. Mom, on the other hand, stays inside watching TV while I sit on the balcony. Day 2. Breakfast. It's time to take use of fancy hotel things and make some toast in a toaster and oatmeal in the microwave. But where is the microwave and where are the utensils? Jason, Mom states, there is no microwave in here, just a kettle. Really? You're kidding me. This fancy of a hotel and no microwave? Even our other hotel had a microwave. So I must improvise with a kettle and a stir stick to eat my oatmeal. It's then off to the park. No working our way up today. Let's be big and let's do this Top Thrill Dragster. Oh no, it appears to not be currently running. Great. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Meantime, let's go on some other fun things. We wonder if we will ever get on this ride. We eventually ride Power Tower, which is near here, and while we're on it, what is this? It seems to be up and running now. When we get off, we make a beeline for Top Thrill Dragster. Alright! We are now in line. The theme music that keeps on playing is Are You Ready to Go? I think we are. I guess we will see. We wait and then get seated into a train. This is exciting. As we move up, we are worried. Oh no, as we move up, we are warned. Sorry. Arms down, head back, and hold on tight. This is it. We are headed for the skies. Off we go. Holy cow. What incredible speed on this thing. Straight up, straight down, and over. But it's amazing. What a thrill and a rush. The best coaster ever. And now we've done it. Gotta get our picture here. We go get our picture. And now it's lunchtime. Jason thought a place up front called Hurricane Hannah's sounds good. It's got pizza. Mom isn't too keen on pizza, but Jason nonetheless convinces her. We both seem to enjoy our lunch. And another FYI for you, Hurricane Hannah's doesn't exist there anymore either. It's been replaced by a Coke station or something like that. But anyway, Now we can just have fun the rest of the time with whatever rides we want to enjoy. Some of the day focuses on a hunt. A scavenger hunt. Earlier, Jason had seen a Cedar Point DVD he wanted to buy and towel near a water ride he liked. I want to find these things. I eventually have luck on finding a DVD. Never do find the towel anywhere. The highlight of today is definitely Top Thrill Dragster and re-enjoying some of our favorite rides. Tomorrow will be our final full day here. Day 3. Since we have open time today, we discussed spending time at Cedar Point's water park, Soap City, which we've never been to for the afternoon. We discussed 3 hours in the afternoon. Mom says, I don't know, Jason. 3 hours seems like a long time for someone like me who doesn't do water slides. They do have a wave pool here and a lazy river tube ride, but lots of water slides. So we settle on 2.5 hours to spend here and meet up at the end after this. This part of Cedar Point is also fun. I enjoy the pool and some of the water slides. And after we do this, we head back to the park, where we ride some more, including Top Thrill Dragster once again before supper. Awesome. As we get into our evening, we want to end this trip on a bang. We figure, what better way than to do Top Thrill Dragster one more time in the dark? At this time, we head over to get in line at night. Oh boy, we love this thing. Only one problem, as we get in line and wait, it runs into mechanical problems and has to be worked on. The ride operator informs everyone about this. He informs us we can stay and wait, but no guarantees of anything. Okay, let's wait, says me and Mom. The wait becomes longer and longer. As the wait goes longer and longer, more people drop out of the line. Us avid riders eventually end up behind equally avid riders, as it turns out a father and son. The son's name is Nick. We never learn the father's name, but Nick wants to ride as much as I do. The father isn't very confident. He says, time to upgrade your Windows system, as if. Very little reason that the Windows system has anything to do with this. I don't know, Nick, says the father. Nick says, these people are smart. They know what they are doing. They'll get it going. Mom is getting impatient too, complaining her back is getting sore, and they seem to get it running again, only to be a false alarm. Mom starts to issue a deadline if they don't get it running to leave. The father is there too. It's great to have a lot of fun people waiting, though, making jokes all around us. Maybe I should just stick in line with Nick, and me and him could ride this thing together. Mom could find somewhere to sit and rest. A short time later, Nick notices a light at the top of the hill. They are getting it fixed. See, he says. His dad says, nope, I think it's a light of surrender. Finally, they test it again. We all start chanting, make the hill, make the hill. An allusion to getting over the 420-foot hill that it goes over. It does. Then promptly after, it starts boarding people. Me and Mom are mystified. We say, seems like a big leap of faith on their part after just one successful test run. But alas, here it is. We are both so glad to sit down, finally. After all this waiting, Nick and his dad are seated right behind us. We certainly hope we clear the hill. Here we go. Up to the top and over. Hooray! We made the hill. This thing is so awesome, and in the complete dark, it's even better. Another odd thing, riding a coaster that is still the only ride currently going in the park, as all the other rides were shut. Park has been closed for over an hour at this point. What an awesome way to finish our trip. Looks like they need a couple of riders still for the very last train. I'll go, I'll go. However, it turns out they don't. So off we go to retire to the hotel and be off tomorrow to travel back home. Going home. We are coming back via ferry over the lake rather than driving around the lake. Mum got the directions to the dock from the hotel. She is keen on leaving plenty of time to get there. We grab some quick breakfast at the hotel and also check out a little store in the hotel. In there, Jason finds a cool wall sign, Cedar Point Boulevard, which I have on my wall to this very day. Jason thinks it would be nice to chill around the area for a bit. It's not that long to the dock. Mum says it will be if we get lost, and we likely can. She also reminds Jason we need to be off the property. We aren't technically Cedar Point guests anymore. Okay, bye Cedar Point. As it turns out, we will be back next year, but then not again ever. I guess all good things come to an end, as Nelly Furtado sings. We find the dock easily with lots of time to spare. It is quite calm and peaceful down here, though, with a great view of the park. And we finally get on the boat, and Mum makes a comment. Mum says, we get on the boat, but this boat is small. This boat has no cafeteria. This boat just has, they do have food, but you can only get like a bag of chips or like a cookie or things like that. My mom makes a comment. My boat's finally come in and doesn't even have a hot food cafeteria. As we ride the boat, it's a nice boat ride across the lake. And we do see Cedar Point a long ways away, even out in the lake, before we finally can't after we pass an island and on the lake. And that there is the Cedar Point trip of 2007. Remembering my mom and me at such a fun place. So we want to remember Mom today. 2 years ago, she passed on. And these trips are the greatest highlights of our life. We really enjoyed these trips to Cedar Point, had a lot of fun, and the plan is still, hopefully, that this summer, be making a return to Cedar Point. Lots of changes since I've been there 15 years ago, but there's still some very old classics there too, which I'll remember as well. So today, and this has gone a little longer than I thought it would, so, but I'm going to go through these pictures quickly, and then that'll be our way of remembering Mom today. Mom Tribute and Jason Rides Coasters. Okay, so let me show you these pictures. Here's Mom and Dad, very young Mom and Dad, 2nd anniversary. There's Mom and Dad again on the left. Mom and Dad's wedding picture there, right there. And there I am as a baby. My mom is holding me. Both pictures I'm pretty young there, but I'm a baby in Mom's lap on both those pictures. There I am a little bit older with my mom with the, looks like a fisherman's hat or something. It's a pretty cool hat. And of course my dad passed away before I was even born. And my mom remarried again. The remarriage didn't work out, but that's her second husband there in that picture here. There. Pictures of Mom and me, young. Mom was young, I was young, but yeah, I'm a little older than being a baby. There's a family picture and on this side here, and you can see the arrows above. That's Mom there with the arrows above her. And there is Mom and a cousin that she was really close to in Hamilton who helped out a lot when she passed away, Diane. There's the two of them together. There's my mom sitting on a bench at Disney World in Florida. We went there a couple times, so she's very summery there. And here as well. And there's a young picture of me too. Here's mom and me again. Young picture again. And there's a young picture of mom there too. Grade 8 graduation right here of my mom. An older picture of my mom here on this side. Cedar Point right here. There's a picture of us right there at Cedar Point. One of the coasters, a Magnum. Put that in there. There's my high school graduation. I'm going to my prom, and that's a picture of me and my mom. Another picture of me and my mom. This one over here with a dessert in the middle is a combined birthday party for me and mom. We were only 4 days apart, so my grandma and grandpa did that, so we're both cutting the cake there. Graduating from college over here, I am, and my mom is there, right there, kind of at the front. Another picture there. I'm just going to quickly go through these. There's mom again. Mom with one of my aunts and her parents. Picture with Joe Carter of the Blue Jays. Blue Jay legend right there. Picture at Mike Weir Park in Sarnia. Mom went to Fanshawe later in her life as an adult and got a certificate degree from there. So that's that. Okay, and these are various pictures. Hot air balloon here, we went on that. Picture at Cedar Point again here. Bungee jumping on this side, crazy things. Went out to Vancouver, out west. And so there, that's Stanley Park, that big one. Down here is a picture in front of where Edmonton plays, the Oilers with Wayne Gretzky, a statue. Mom with Elvis, not really with Elvis, but a cutout of him. And there's a couple more pictures of mom. And okay, all right. So that's the book there mostly. So anyway, that has been a special, very special video today of Jason Rides Coasters, remembering mom too. And I worked hard on that story at Cedar Point, and you know, I have a lot of memories from that trip, and any trip to Cedar Point. And so, you know, it'd be very fitting to get back there, especially at my age now when I'm 48 and my health isn't as good as it used to be. Don't know, you know, how much opportunity I might have still. So that's why I thought this year would be great. But thank you for watching this video. A little bit longer today, but remembering a very special lady up here, my mom, and fun times that we had. So thank you for that. And next week we'll be back to singing here on our videos, okay? So until next week, we'll see you then. Goodbye.